Back, adjust the camera so I'm in it, please. Welcome to the Peak News. I'm Chaim Goldman, the Watchman. You're listening to AM 1460 and FM 101.1, The Answer. Welcome to Faith and Family Wednesdays. Nice to be back on our regular schedule. The whole election thing, it was great, but it was election, every day. Every day a ballot initiative, every day a candidate, every day some kind of issue, every day, every day, every day. So it's nice because life isn't like that, or it shouldn't be like that. It is for me, but I hope it's not for you, that it's an immediate thing every day. And so we sort of level things out here at the Peak by doing business and culture on Mondays, politics, government on Tuesdays, faith and family on Wednesdays, education and media on Thursdays, and then rinse and repeat and keep doing it. And what that does is it makes us cover the whole region as we should. And we want to invite you to help us do that, because really what we always started out to be, and it's coming into form in a wonderful way, is citizen journalism here. We always had local guests. In fact, we always have our guests in the studio. We'll do some call-ins for the short segment occasionally, but people always want to do call-ins, and that's something that happens when it's not local. But I figure, hey, if this is local news, we have local guests, you live here, come down to the studio, let's sit down, let's talk, let's be in the same room together, because that's what this is. This is community. And so, we've turned down some guests who just, couldn't make it here. If you don't want to prioritize coming in, I'm giving you a whole hour of radio. If you don't want to prioritize coming down, that's okay. There's other people who will. And so that's what we do here every day. But we're also running here with interns and citizen journalists and our local sponsors, all local business sponsors, because that's the way it should be. And we really think that this is going to become, as it's so obvious that the media needs to be completely revamped in this country. It just became about money and power, which really everything devolves into money and power if you let it. When ethics go out the window, when serving the public good goes out the window, when we become just a selfish group of people, it always comes down to what's mine, what can I get for me. But I know that there's at least a remnant here in our country, in Colorado, in our region, that knows, yeah, I could be that way, but that's not the way you're supposed to be. Remembering things like sacrifice, remembering the other people, the needs of others. And I hope that the last 4 years of existence in this country here have shaken us to the point where we realize, what, we need each other. I'm not self-sufficient. We almost just really ended up in a bad way with this country, but for the grace of God, that we're getting another chance to do it. And is this the last one? Well, you always have to pretty much count on that. That this is your last one. Take the warning and keep going. But what we need to do, is really recognize, it really was not good being on the other side of that, what I'll just call persecution, of being someone who tends toward the conservative, although I'm a libertarian, tends toward the conservative side of things. It wasn't nice being in that position. And of course, we don't want anybody to be in that position. We don't want you to feel that way if you're actually listening to the station and you consider yourself a liberal or a progressive. Like, that's not the way the country should be. And I know, as far as I'm here, I want you to have your equal rights, but not special rights. And actually, we're going to be getting into that, because today is a day when Club Q massacre of 2 years ago is being commemorated. And this whole thing of special rights and who gets special rights, well, guess what? Not an American thing, special rights, equal rights. So, as this is Faith and Family Day, we love to bring pastors in, and finally got Pastor John Bornschein of Calvary Fellowship Fountain Valley to be here, and we're going to be talking about the church post-election. So, Pastor Bornschein, Pastor John, thanks for being here.
No, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and thank you for being, leading a church that is, I don't like to say politically active, it's really civically active. Yes, it's about the gospel, but are we putting boots on the ground and actually paying attention to the things that are social and governmental and everything else that's going on in our community? We need to be doing that. As I mentioned, we are sponsored by local businesses, and I always like to do a shout out to our platinum sponsor, Springs Dentist, Dr. Craig Summer, Holistic Dentistry in Colorado Springs. They're our family dentist. Check them out. Holistic dentistry is really, really cool. It's a very healthy way of doing it. There are things they don't do, and you'd be surprised. But check them out, Springs Dentist here in Colorado Springs, and all of our sponsors. So here we are on Faith and Family Wednesday, a couple of weeks after the election, saying what is going on with the church here in Colorado. What are we looking at? How did we respond with the elections? What should we be doing moving forward? And that's why we have Pastor Born Sheen from Calvary Fellowship, Fountain Valley here on the program. We're the Peak. We say the quiet stuff out loud. That we're so happy to have you here, and we'll be right back. This is really big. That's really big. I didn't realize it was 10 years she's been fighting that. So that's graphic designer. What was it? What's the baker's name? Jack. What was his name?
That was Jack Phillips.
Jack Phillips, right, with the bakery.
2012.
Yeah. Masterpiece Cake Shop, right? Yeah. So those were all Obama administration things, and yeah, we're back in 20. Welcome back to the Peak News. I'm Chaim Goldman, the Watchman. You're listening to AM 1460 and FM 101.1. The Answer on Faith and Family Day here on the Peak as we seek to cover the whole region the way that media should be. We wish we were on all day. We wish we had unlimited resources. But Monday through Thursday, and for an hour, we look at what's going on in our region and do what media is supposed to do. We're supposed to highlight the good. We're supposed to call out the not so good. Challenge you to get involved, to be part of our community and to be better. But really the media is supposed to be, as I say, the watchman. We're all supposed to be watchmen, but the media professionally is supposed to do that. But what we've seen, especially during the election, boy, did it out the media more than anything else. And now the media is down to about a 14% approval or trust rating, which is horrible. I mean, the media should have 110% rating if it's doing its job, or 99%. And so we're looking to put that back in here because we're local. Like, I'm here, I live in this community. I want to make sure that I have the information I need to make good decisions for myself, my family, my business, my community, and I want you to have that too. And when everything becomes national and it all becomes this swirling thing, or just completely impersonal because it's all online attacking and all that other stuff, everything gets buried. And then in the end, we turn around and we go, what is truth? Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. And so we're trying to claw our way back, at least within our community, and hope that this can be a model for people around the country. So we have here as our guest and co-host for the whole hour, Pastor John Bornschein of Calvary Fellowship, Fountain Valley. Again, John, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, great to be here. Absolutely.
So this is our headline segment where we banter on some local headlines and give some perspective for things. So first, I want to start off today. It was like a couple days ago, yesterday, today is commemorating Club Q. That horrible incident happened 2 years ago. We woke up 2022, November 20th, to find out about this, unless you were up late. It happened just a few minutes before midnight on the 19th and occurred into the 20th. And, obviously in a community like Colorado Springs, you go, wow, a mass shooting, and especially something seemed to be, attacking the gay community, LGBTQ, et cetera, community. But, we end up turning out, a lot wasn't spoken about, was the shooter a member of the community, and all these things that got buried. And I know that nobody thought this was a good thing, nobody, and we shouldn't be characterized by that, and we shouldn't, I'll just say, before I turn it over to a pastor who I know, of the pastors in this community went immediately into